Sherry's happy. call the December regular school board meeting to order at 6 p.m. Do I ask for no? No, I'm good there. Sorry, I'm not thinking. You need the Open Meeting Act right there. We get to you if you need to read it. Roll call, please.
Mr. Benish?
Here.
Mr. Ernest?
Here.
Mrs. Ernest is gone. Mr. Jones?
Here.
Mr. Shoemaker?
Here.
Mr. Wiedemann?
Here.
Mr. McLaughlin?
Here.
Mr. Jones?
Here. Any communications? Yes. Pledge of allegiance, please.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Excusing of a board member, Susie. Is that a motion? Or
Need a motion to
no?
approve.
I'd make a motion to, she got a hold of me. Is there a second? Shan?
Sure.
Yeah. Roll call, please.
Mr. Benish?
Yes.
Mr. Ernest?
Yes.
Mr. Jones?
Yes.
Mr. Shoemaker?
Yes.
Mr. Wiedemann?
Yes. Is there a motion for approval of the agenda?
So moved.
Second. Roll call, please.
Who was second?
Mr. Jones?
Okay. Mr. Ernest?
Yes.
Mr. Jones?
Yes.
Mr. Shoemaker?
Yes.
Mr. Wiedemann?
Yes.
Mr. Benish?
Yes. Hearings and persons to address the board, nobody. Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay. Special presentation to the board, Rounder and Associates for the annual audit of Leyton Public Schools. Wherever you're comfy.
Wherever you want to
Can I sit over here so I can look at my reports? Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I'm Julie Pease from Rounder Associates, and I'm here to give the audit presentation for the 24-25 audit. And your year end is August 31st, and so we worked on the audit and submitted it to the state, Nebraska Department of Ed, by November 5th. So we're here to make the report. And I think, do they all have PDF or actual copies of the audit?
They should have a hard copy.
Okay, perfect. All right. So we'd like to thank Mr. McLaughlin and Janella and her staff for helping us. As always, they're very organized. So the first thing, you as board members, I'll kind of walk you through it. The page number is number 1. And so what you as board members would like to know, we have a modified or unmodified clean opinion, okay? So that's, you as board members want that. So all the information was available for us to complete the audit, and we did have some suggestions, but there were no significant findings or anything like that, so. Okay, and then farther back in the audit on page 37 is what we call the report on compliance and internal controls. And here we list any significant deficiencies. And so, as always, I know I talk about this every year with you, is the lack of segregation of duties. And we know that Janella and her staff are very efficient and knowledgeable. But for the definition as far as governmental accounting, they have to have more people and segregation of duties in their business office. So, as I say, probably 99% of all the school districts in Nebraska have the same significant deficiency because it's not economically feasible for you to hire a whole business office. So that's in there, but we always encourage the board to continue active involvement and review invoices and monthly reports and ask questions. So, as I said, it's common in all districts, but we want you to be knowledgeable of that fact. And then the other compliance issue we had this year was we were over budget in a few funds. The nutrition fund was over budget by $56,612, and the employee benefit was over $2,220. So the other instances of non-compliance would be if you had a negative balance in a fund at the end of the year, if you didn't have adequate collateral, or if you were late or didn't make any payments for your payroll liabilities. But all of those were fine. So those were the only issues that we had. We have a management letter in here, and it was inserted in the front. And then Mr. McLaughlin, the Nebraska Department of Ed, asked him to reply to those responses And he replied, and we sent that to the Nebraska Department of Ed, so they have that on record. So, okay?
Julie, can I ask a question?
Yeah.
On page 37, that first paragraph, it says the district prepares its financial statements on a modified cash basis.
Correct.
And that's not the standard? Or that is the
It
standard?
is for Nebraska. So usually larger, like Omaha Public Schools, they will do full accrual. But everybody else in the state of Nebraska is modified
Okay.
cash.
I just read that as
Yeah.
like we're different. but maybe-
I'm impressed, okay. So what makes it different, so your budget is on cash. So when Ms. McLaughlin and Janella prepared the budget, it's cash. And the only thing that's modified is your county treasurer's balance. Because you know, your year end is August 31st. And you don't get that money till September 15th, because it takes a couple weeks for them to send it out. So the state says we can modify our report to include those property taxes and that balance. But that, other than that, there's no accounts payable, there's no accounts receivable.
I have no doubt that we're doing it right. I
Yeah.
just- that's stuff.
You know, I've done this probably 20-some years, and I think the first time anybody's ever asked me that, so I'm very impressed. But it makes it easier to have budget comparisons and for, you know, the accounting staff to do that. But okay, so then we're going to go to page 6 and 7, and this is what we call the management and discussion. And I like this report because it has comparison with the prior year on it. And I just want to point out a couple things. I promise I'm not going to go through the whole audit, but I just thought I'd point some stuff out for you. And so on page 7, I just wanted to show you the levy, the tax levy. And as you know, in 2023 and to 24, your total levy was .914755. In 24-25, it's .914096. It's a decrease of 0.07%, which is hardly anything at all. But I just wanted to point out, you didn't levy in this special building for 24-25, but you raised your general fund. So basically, you had the same levy, it was just allocated to the general fund. And then up on the top of the page, you can see your valuation. And for 2023-24, your valuation was $449 million. And in 24-25, it increased by $10,046,000 to $459,852,438. So even though your levy stayed the same, you were able to ask for more property taxes because your valuation went up by that $10 million, which is a good thing, okay? And so I think that's all I want. Oh, and then the other thing I want to point out on page, well, farther down, total receipts, you can see for 2025 was $5,506,893, and the prior year was $4,573,000. So your receipts went up, and it was mostly due to, you got an increase in state aid. You can see it went from 217 to 314, and then also the big thing this year is the property tax credit, the school tax credit. And I'm sure you saw that in your cash balances. They sent a lot of that money in April, and so you had a lot more money. So that was basically the difference in your receipts. And then if you look at your disbursements went up, and they were $4.5 million in 24, and they're $4.8 million in the ending for 2025. And you can look through most all of them, all the categories have increases, and then of course your transfers increased from last year too. You had 260,000 and you have 365. So it's a good place to show you that because it has last year's comparisons on there. So I want to point that out for you. And so the next thing I'd like for you to look at is page 12. And this lists all your funds that you have. General fund, employee benefit, school nutrition, activities, depreciation, special building fund. Everybody on page 12? And so you can look partially down, you can see excess or deficiency of receipts over disbursements, and it's kind of like your net income if you were running a business. And you can see the general fund had an increase of $986,166. Transfers went out to the lunch fund for $125,000, the activity fund for $40,000, and depreciation for $200,000. So the general fund ended with $621,166 net income. Employee benefit had a small loss of $795, and this is mostly due to timing of when the payroll deductions come out and when you pay claims. And so that's pretty common, it's timing on that one. So here's your lunch fund. The lunch fund ended with a loss of $143,201. You transferred in $125,000 from general fund, and the year ended with $18,201 loss. Activity fund, net income of $37,018. You transferred in $40,000 and ended the year with $2,982. Last one, depreciation fund. So basically you put $200,000 in there, and then your special building fund had a loss of $120,079. Now, one of the things that we have to mention in the audit is if you have any balances that are negative. And so even though you had not a loss, or in some of those funds you had to gain balances to offset that loss. So if you look at the bottom, all of your funds were positive at the end of the year. And that's where you get your total fund balance, which is like your retained earnings of $3,899,184. And an increase for the year of $688,311. So that's a good report on that. So if you would like to, if you'd like to look at those little graphs I made for you, and they're colored too, so that. Okay, so the first one, if we want to look at it, is the one with the line graph on it. And so this just shows you Leyton Public Schools over the last 5 years, and this is the general fund, okay? And so you can see this year, you're almost to $1 million, and then you transferred that money out. So the blue line is net profit before transfer, and then the red is net profit after the transfers. So you can see your improvement over the last 5 years. Any questions on that? And as you know, we've gone through ESSERs. I mean, there's been a lot of federal and government programs out too. And then the next line is your lunch fund. And this is over the last 5 years. The purple line is the net profit after the transfers coming in, which you had a small loss of about $18,000. And the green line is your net profit before the transfers. And that's where it's showing the loss on that one. So the bottom to the left is your change in net position. And as you can see, the far left is 2021 and the far right is the purple. And so that shows that your net position has increased over the last 5 years. And then the bottom line is, the next one is your available cash. And we talk with you every year about this. The recommended is 3 months to have on hand. And I always refer to a few years back, the state was slow in giving state aid out and their allocations, and everyone was kind of scrambling to meet payroll. And so 3 months is kind of the standard. And as you can see, you've improved on this. The red line is your general fund, and your green line is school-wide, which would be all of your funds. And for the numbers, the district had approximately 7.49 months of cash reserve in the checking account as of August 31st of 2025, and last year was 5.96. And then the general fund, which is the red line, you had 5.60 months of reserve. With last year it was 4.02. So you've improved on that also. Okay. Then the far right is our per pupil costs. And we have kept track of your per pupil costs for quite a few years. The 2024-25 numbers are not available yet because the state takes them and compiles them, and so they'll have them come out later. But I just wanted to point out, for 23-24, per pupil cost was $33,699 for Leyton Public Schools. And then I always take what I call district. We used to use athletic districts, but they've changed so much anymore. So I took Banner, Leyton, Potter, Dixon, Creek Valley, just for like schools in this area. And their average was $32,687. Statewide, you can see $17,205, but that includes Omaha, Lincoln, where they have tons of students, and so, of course, their cost per pupil is going to go down. And then also, I've started keeping track of the average daily membership, and so you can kind of see you had a drop a couple of years ago, and you're gaining. You gained last year, and this year, or for 24-25, is 153.13. So, any questions on that? So the next page is your general fund versus your budget. And you can see this is different categories and general fund. And so you can see the blue is your budget and the red is actual. So for total expenditures, you were well under budget. So that's a good thing. The right graph is comparison over the last 5 years. And I know there's a lot of colors in there, but 2025 is the lime green. And so you can see your instruction was almost the same, support services for students, support instruction up a little bit, administration just up a little bit, operations, and transportation, and then other programs, and that includes state and federal and other. So pretty constant on that. And then the last is the pie charts, and I just like to show the different allocations of your sources of revenue. You can see the difference between 25 and 24. Your state aid went from 5 to 6, it increased a little bit, and then but your other state went from 12 to 34%, and that's where that property tax credit, they consider it state revenue. And then you notice your local, which is your property taxes, went from 79 to 58. So, and I guess it's kind of misleading because the pies are all the same size, and we know that you had more revenue than you did last year. But I haven't figured out how to make the pies bigger. But so I just want to disclaim that you don't have the same revenue, but I just was trying to show you the different allocations where it came from. Okay? So we covered per pupil costs, and then the other remaining in the audit, I want to point out there's budget to actual on page 25 to 32, so you can look at each fund and see where you were in comparison to the budget. And then on page 21, I want to point out that in PERS, this is your Nebraska Public Employee Retirement. There's a lot of information there, but I just wanted to point out that from September of 2024 to June of 2025, you continued with the same rate. The district contributed and the employees contributed. And that rate was, the employees was 9.78 and the district was 9.88. By state statute, the percentage changed, and as of July 1st, the employees are contributing 8%, and the districts is contributing 8.08. So you will see a slight decrease in the amount that the district has to send you. And one of the compliance that we looked at is we made sure that the schools made that change. And you guys did, so. And the other thing I wanted to point out in all the 6 pages of the disclosure on retirement is that NPERS is funded 99.9%, which is very, very good for a retirement plan. And so that's why they were able to lower their contribution rates. Okay?
Yeah.
You can retire now.
Flip window at least.
So, one of the letters that we had included in the audit is our membership testing. And Nebraska Department of Ed requires us to test your membership. And as you know, they've changed the procedures and they just go in and capture the information and take it. But they still require us to test, and we test to make sure that a student really does exist, and that their big thing now is if they are coded to the right school, that you're not counting a grade school person as a high school person. So we did that sampling and tested, and we found no exceptions. And so there's a letter in there that went to the Nebraska Department of Ed saying that you complied and you met all the requirements on that. So. And the last thing we did is we sent a letter to the Nebraska Department of Ed with the answers for the management point that Mr. McLaughlin prepared. And we also sent an ALICAP letter to Janella, and then they signed, and that's our compilation report that we report so they can work out their work percentages for you. So anyway, so in all, I think you had a good year. Any questions?
Thank you very much.
Okay. As always, I know it's a lot to look at. If you have any questions throughout the year, give us a call and we'll be glad to help.
Thank you very much.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you.
Everybody good? Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks, Julie.
We will move on to reports. Student board member report, I don't see one here, but there is one in your email. Do we need to read it or just,
Do you have any
It's
questions
also
on it?
members.
I didn't have any. Looked good to me. You guys good?
It's awesome.
Okay. Is there any board reports?
Well, we went to the state conference last month, so we're just gonna talk a little bit about that, if you don't mind. You want to start?
Yeah, I went to the, one of the best sessions I went to was Meet Your Department of Ed, so you guys might already know all this, but it was very helpful for me of how it works and understanding that Nebraska Department of Ed is separate from the government, basically, kinda, from the governor anyway, appointed. They're all elected, and which was reassuring to me with all the changes going on the national level, so that would help. So it's not so as political as it has been. But then I went through some other sessions about metrics and board policy. It was pretty good. If you guys want to know any of that, I can share it with you too.
Yeah, my sections that I went to were just basically like communication stuff, board scenario work stuff, and that, it's really good for boards. A lot of the information, like the legal updates and things like that, are covered a lot in admin days. But there was tons of board members there in soup, so it was a good conference for everybody to go to. And then just, we're gonna send Charles to the NERCSA conference this year, along with board members that wanna go to the NERCSA conference as well. I think we got a lot out of that last year.
I plan to go again.
Perfect. So if you wanted to go to NERCSA, it's in Kearney.
It's in Kearney, it's middle of March.
March.
It's, and you talk to people that are same size as our school or a little bigger, it's rural schools, isn't Lincoln and Omaha, and it's the smaller schools, and you have a lot more in common. And
March 1920.
so it was really good. It was good speakers. The food is great. Right, Mark?
Yeah. I think the food is the best part of the NERCSA conference. It's like steaks every meal, which is cool. So I just highly recommend going to the NERCSA conference as well. And if you want to go to Omaha for sure next year, please let us know, because I enjoyed myself down there. It was a good time. Susie and I rode up together, and that was almost more worth it than the conference, just to get and talk with another board member.
Awesome. Thanks. Anything else, Matt, there, Matt? Principal's report, Ms. Jones.
All right, Veterans Day program was on the 11th of November, well attended. We had our students in grades 3 through 12 and patrons in attendance. One act held a public performance the evening of November 11th. One act went to a festival on November 13th in Hyannis, kind of a practice round for them. Mrs. Jones took students to career cabs in Sydney on the 19th. FFA has 2 students compete in a creed contest in Shattern on the 19th. They were Cooper Benish and Henry McLaughlin.
We didn't do so good.
Can I ask what creed speaking is?
Yes.
So you recite the creed. The FFA has a creed, I believe, in the future of learning, and so on and so forth. And then they'll recite that, and then the judges will ask them questions about what does this part mean to you, or this and the other. They got a little nervous. I think Cooper said he forgot a whole paragraph of the creed, and Henry kind of the same. He did well speaking it, but then asking questions, I guess he just like, went blank. But yeah, it's a good, and that's for freshmen only, or first year FFA members, my mistake. And so usually they're pretty starstruck because it's the first time they've actually had to get up and talk in front of someone. So, but Ashton said they handled it really well, so.
Nice. Sorry to interrupt.
Good
No, you're good.
Good experience.
One Ash competed in the MAC competition on November 21st. The team placed 6th overall. Mr. Gamble and I attended the 6-man All-State meeting in Brewster on November 25th. One act competed in districts in Hyannis on December 2nd and placed 6th. Congratulations to Mrs. Weiser and her performers on a good season. Mrs. Rathman attended the Places meeting in Scottsbluff on December 2nd. Winter sports kicked off last week with contest in basketball and was going to be wrestling, but the sickness hit the wrestlers and they didn't go, so we're gonna try again this week. Following students were named to the MAC All-Conference Volleyball. Macy Raleigh was first team, Avi Cranmore was honorable mention, Kennedy Raleigh was honorable mention. These students are named to the All-District 5 football team. Alec Watchorn was first team running back, Jeremiah Hyatt first team end, Colt Van Ann first team defensive end, Caleb Miller first team punter, Austin Butler second team quarterback, Hunter Borges second team end, Caleb Miller second team line, Isaac Rhodey was an honorable mention for DB. And then these students were named to the All-State by the 6-man Coaches Association. Alec Watchorn was second team running back, Jeremiah Hyatt was second team end, Caleb Miller first team punter, and Colt Van Dam was an honorable mention D-line. For All-State consideration, you have to be first team All-District for that. One thing I did put in our report, we will have 41 teams across the state competing in 6-man football next cycle.
Is that up or down?
That's up by 8, 9, actually. And districts will come out in the next 2 weeks. And so, I'm not sure how that's gonna play out. I have my theory, but we'll see what happens. Because they've added some teams out this way. Morrow's playing 6-man next cycle. Teams like Juanita went up, but then there's about 8 teams in the east that have dropped. Geltner, Riverside,
Cool.
Humboldt, Table Rock, Senior. Teams that you normally wouldn't think would be playing that, but they are now. So it'll be interesting to see what they come up with.
You got ACT testing this weekend?
Yeah,
Is that correct?
I think so. Yeah, it is.
Tim probably knows.
Yeah.
Saturday, Oshkosh.
Yeah, I think they're all going Oshkosh. Because they were gonna go Gearing, and then I think they switched and sent to Oshkosh. A little more room.
Mr. McLaughlin?
School classifications are out for this year. Across the board, students' test results in the elementary, middle, and high school received a score of great. Just wanted to make sure we just recognize Charles, Megan, and our teaching staff for working with MTSS. And we just anticipate our teaching staff will keep moving the bar in the right direction with student success. So we went from good to great, which is great. We'd love to be at excellent, so we gotta keep that our goal. Evaluations keep on going. Elliott walkthroughs are picking up in the next semester. I'm sorry, Janelle, my report's gonna have a copy and paste here
Yeah,
from
sorry.
your email. Natasha Hopp received the NSAA Above and Beyond Award for the week of October 25th, 2025. So thank you, Natasha. It's posted outside the library if you want to go ahead and take a look at her nominations. Very nice. One Acts Festival, Tristan Fisher and Caleb Miller were outstanding actors. They were very funny. Well, Tristan wasn't funny, but he was grumpy. But he did a good job with his part. And Mr. Jones had the One Acts down for MAC and districts, but not the awards. I believe that Caleb received all conference MAC, and both Caleb Miller and Tristan Fisher received outstanding performances awards at districts as well. So just a couple of late additions to Mr. Jones's report on mine. Under operations, resource, and personnel manager or management, as far as the fiscal health of the district, we're staying in a good spot financially this year. Janelle has done an excellent job of using the new system to get our reports up and going, and we just anticipate a special education teacher opening for next year. We'd like to see if there are board members interested in attending the nursing conference with Charles Eisen in February, I think it's in March. Conference meant for rural districts and board members to receive useful information and advice from the small school side of things. Policy review will begin in January. And then just as from our MAC meetings, we always have a section that's legislative updates. And this came from our legislative guy on the MAC conference, Chris. The Nebraska budget deficit is currently at $471 million. So this could be a very interesting year for school funding. Several petitions are out there that could impact education, such as property tax relief. And the folks from the EPIC group are up and around again, talking about EPIC. The legislation session begins January 8th. It's a short session. That means 60 days, which should mean fewer bills, but they can also take up table bills from last year. NDE and the TOS formula will be under the microscope, especially since Omaha got an extra $30 million in state aid, and then they had it taken away from them due to mistakes. So we'll just keep a close eye on the formula.
It's not a small number.
Yeah. Just a mistake's not good, right? So yeah, $30,000 or $30 million mistake cost Omaha pretty big time there. So everybody's going to be looking at the TOSA formula. So just be prepared to talk to Mr. Stroman about our stances at district. I did text him a couple weeks back, just invite him to a board meeting again. So he didn't get back with me, but it's okay.
Me too.
Yeah, it's fine. Under ethical leadership, the track project begins to be something that we continue working on. I'll be giving the deposition sometime this month, and I'll report to the board. So just got to prep for it for a full day, and then take a full day to be crossed. And that was from the people from Riker Construction. They had a bunch of different things that they wanted to ask me. So that's going to be a fun time. And then I have my leaf log attached.
Thank you. On to the regular meeting agenda discussion items.
So Sam brought it up that you guys did a board assessment, and Dave stopped by my office before the meeting today. And he's just talking about, is the NASB board self-assessment something that you guys want to continue doing, or was it a little bit on the over the top? So just wanted some discussion.
I don't think it was centered to like the district like us.
Yeah, it sounded like it was toward Omaha Lincoln, yeah.
Yeah, when
Anytime you get into DI, I don't think that's something that we really need to deal with here.
Voice my opinion on
I think I asked Susie, I know the first thing Susie called today when she called me was how mad she was about that too, so
I didn't like what your choices were for scoring it, like, it just was like, always to sometimes, like,
to rarely.
to rarely. Like, there's a lot of gray area between
Not
those.
at all, or unsure.
Yeah, they just had mentioned that they had a service, so I thought we'd just go with theirs to start with. So
I think we should do one.
Susie maybe thought that they could do one more specified just to us. She thought it'd be worth asking if we like their services.
I just like when we do Matt's and you can see his scores from me. I don't know how they're gonna score, sometimes, always, rarely. I like a number, like you can see, well, we changed this year from last year. I just wish it was scored different, and leave out the DEI stuff.
yeah, those things are, when that comes up, it's kind of like,
Well, and then like the community questions, do you involve your community? I mean, I think we're as open as possibly could be. And if no one shows up unless people are pissed off about something, so is that rarely? And then that reflects on us as a bad board because we don't interact with community meetings. I don't know how you answer that, I guess.
so I can check with NERCSA as well, just to see if they have a small school board evaluation, check with NASB as well. And then whatever we get for results, thank you for doing it.
I think it's good we did it.
Yeah,
Just find something.
just maybe not the right tool for our district.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Perfect, that's all I need.
Okay. Thank you.
Were you going to ask about handing out the gift certificates for Christmas?
Yeah. Good question. The last day of school is the 19th, I think. So if we could have some board members here to hand out local cash, I think that'd be great. Just to go around and thank our teaching staff, paras, custodians, and kitchen helpers for the work that they do, as well as bus drivers and office staff. If we could just have a couple board members come and shake hands and say thank you, it means a lot.
I can be here.
It's the 19th, so that Friday, next week.
Right.
Yeah, we
Come that morning.
Yeah, come in the morning.
Okay.
What time in the morning?
8, 9, 6, 7.
You can leave.
Put some judge back there, right?
I thought between 8 and 9, we could get started at.
I thought we did good in the audit, she said something about page 6, 7 on that. Not saying nothing.
Dang kids.
Do we want to say 9 then? on
Yeah,
that?
let's say 9.
Let's say 9 on
On the
the
19th.
What building?
we can start here in Dalton and then go down to Gurley, if you don't mind. That way the kids in Gurley can be settled down when we get there.
Yeah,
They'll be fine.
They weren't bad last year.
Yeah.
You chat with you, they were pretty calm.
Yeah, they're always pretty calm. Just preschool gets you sometimes.
Watch out in there. Anything else?
No.
Okay, we'll move on to regular agenda. Special recognition. Do we have a motion? I'd make a motion, well, Matt said 3 people working on things, and then all the students listed by Matt and Mr. Jones.
I'd like to, the student council helps with the food pantry, and they were there Saturday. I think just about everyone was there.
We were just missing one that couldn't get off work.
You must still cook breakfast?
Thanks
I
to
did
us,
on Saturday.
make your pancakes.
I did on,
Would like to
Might be
thank
the
them
incentive,
for
Probably great.
their help.
I did do pancakes and sausage and fruit and chocolate milk,
Maybe that's what it is.
whatever it takes.
They're good kids.
Anybody else? Okay. Oh, do we have a motion to accept all those special recognition?
I think you did, and then Mr. Reed was second.
Yeah.
Yeah, so roll call.
Roll call, please.
Mr. Jones?
Yes.
Mr. Shoemaker?
Yes.
Mr. Wiedemann?
Yes.
Mr. Benish?
Yes.
Mr. Ernest?
Yes.
Review, consider take action regarding minutes of the November 10th, 2025 regular meeting.
Susie, Janelle, and I put them all together. Should be pretty accurate.
Is there a motion to accept?
I move.
Is there a second? I'll second. Roll call, please.
Mr. Shoemaker?
Yes.
Mr. Wiedemann?
Yes.
Mr. Benish?
Yes.
Mr. Ernest?
Yes.
Mr. Jones?
Yes.
Review, consider take action regarding claims, warrants, and transfers. Shad?
It was pretty normal, except for the audit was in there for 13, or a little over 13. A transfer of 100,000 to the lunch fund, so
Been like 45-ish?
it had been pretty normal without those 2 large items.
We did do one breakdown. We changed our Amazon account to a business account, so now we're getting invoices from Amazon where they're being audited on the credit card.
Nice.
So you can see what
Probably helps
we've
you.
always borrowed from, or bought from Amazon, but now to see it broke out.
Cool. Thank you, Stuart. Is there a motion to approve the claims, warrants, and transfers?
I'll make that motion.
I will second it.
Second by Mitch. Roll call, please.
Mr. Wiedemann,
Yes.
Mr. Benish,
Yes.
Mr. Ernest,
Yes.
Mr. Jones,
Yes.
Mr. Shoemaker.
Yes. Review, consider, take action regarding the evaluation of the superintendent.
Well, thank you all for taking your time and putting the evaluation together. Yeah, I just was hoping we could have a conversation about the results of the evaluation and just, I guess, go from there. Overall, I felt like it was very good. So, thank you for that. If there was anything that was on there that was critical, I think it was pretty obvious that the group agreed to that. So I felt like the things that I heard from the evaluation were pretty good and pretty pointed. So any kind of questions or anything that you guys wanted to talk through?
So on the self-eval, your lowest was board superintendent relationships. That's how it was scored. Is there something we can do to help that? Or what, is it just kind of how the scoring came out, right? Like on some of it?
Same type of thing with the scoring. It's kind of like, on my end, I felt very supported from the board. I just want to make sure that, when we're doing things like negotiations and all our committee work and stuff like that, I feel very supported. So I don't know why it came up as
I just thought that
last.
was weird.
Yeah,
Just wondered.
yeah. Feel pretty good about what we got going on.
Good.
On
I think you
that,
should.
on mine, well, my only concern was there as a new board member, there wasn't much transition in or help in. And so that was my concern of that and the committee's pieces of it. It's just, and Matt and I talked about it, and we learned some things at the state conference as well that might help us with that.
I can see that. And I talked to Matt about this, and he mentioned it about staff evaluation and how that works with the administration evaluation, how do they work together? Because that was one of the things they mentioned in one of the goals. And so I just talked to Matt about, well, how do we do it? Cool. Back up.
Do you like your evaluation process?
Yeah, I don't have any problems with it. Always, like the best managers that I ever had growing up, like that was at the Lincoln Journal-Star when I was selling newspapers. And they just utilize the evaluation as a mode to say like, here's where we really want to see you get better as a superintendent. So to me, it affected my pay as a telemarketer because if I was just accepting no for an answer, like, do you want the paper? No, okay. Like, it's not, you're not gonna sell me papers doing that. So like, just using the evaluation as a tool to help us just get better as a district and not just kind of, just as a passing thing. So that was one of the things that I just want you guys to know is like, I think the evaluation is great. I'm just always looking for feedback to help me grow and to help, Charles and I run this place more efficiently and more with what the community sees as valuable.
You score yourself harder than us, still.
Yeah, it's hard to say like your policy review is perfect when like you go to these like conferences and they're like, well, here's what we do.
Well, and that's, so like, that's another one, like the questions of policy review, we're all different. The way they structure the question, it makes our review look like shit.
Yeah.
Like, and I don't like that. It's like, well, how do you, it's not fair to you, it's not fair to the board to answer that. Anything down here? You guys good?
I think the one that was scored lowest was educational leadership. That was scored lowest on the board. So just being able to like present more data components from our NSCAS, our ACT accomplishments, and those things might be something where we can get more into depth on that. Sometimes we're a little hesitant to show off assessment scores when there's class sizes that are a little funky. Like it can be pretty obvious who's the.
Very skewed.
To me, I'd like to see actual numbers and say, yeah, we're getting better.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, like even tonight in your report, I think you said, well, we went from good to great. So what's that mean though? I mean, to me, it's like, is that Number-wise, is that a huge jump, or is that like we just moved up
There's
just
a
a
lot-
little bit?
Well, the A-Quest, there's a lot of factors involved in that, and that's what they use for the rating system, right? There's scores, there's attendance, there's graduation, there's
A small component of behavior.
cohort. Yes,
I just wouldn't mind seeing something every month that said, hey, this is what, we did this, like.
The overall lowest scored question on the whole thing was integrates a district adopted instructional framework into certified staff evaluations. So maybe more on that. Of all the questions, that looks like the lowest one to me.
So talking through what we're doing inside the classroom instructionally that's different than, sit and get or just regurgitate stuff. I think that's great to hear. And, with our Danielson, there's definitely opportunities there to get some data on there. But yeah, during the annual report, Allison's working on it right now, you'll kind of see what goes into good to great. To be a great school, last year they told us we missed it by like one student. And that's kind of stinks, but we also had, last year we had better assessment results in the high school than we had this last year. So I think some of those things can be brought into the board, so you guys can see us, what we're actually accomplishing within the classrooms.
Appreciate the two new guys and their comments. At times, if you didn't know, you just said we don't know. Well, it's better than someone just
Well, there was someone we
randomly.
never had access to, right?
Right.
So,
Well, and that's like that first evaluation with you, we hadn't had enough time. It was like,
To really look at what was, and with these two guys joining us, thank God, the training components are just so much geared towards like the January trainings and things like that. I was just really struggling to figure out what we could do that would even be meaningful. Just keep the agendas easy.
anybody, anything else? Matt, board? Everybody good?
I just want to thank him. I think overall, from what I've seen, it's pretty good.
I think your life will be easier if we can figure this track deal out. Things will calm down and
Yeah, those are always just like, there's just certain points that are just difficult to be like the expert at all things. Like negotiations is one thing that's really difficult. And it just seems like there's, room to grow all the time. So I just appreciate the feedback. And if I'm failing or missing the boat, I just expect you guys to tell me, and I know you will, which is the good thing about working on our board. It's like nobody's gonna pull any punches. You guys tell me when there's stickers in the football field. It's a big deal. You know what I mean, though, like just an example of like,
But I
if
think
not,
we owe it to you
You don't have to run those.
to be honest and just tell you.
yeah, exactly. It's like I got one shot
We
at
can't
this.
not tell you something and then blame you for not doing it.
Yeah, exactly. So if we're all on the same page there, I'm comfortable with this one. Thank you.
And he mentioned negotiations, we've met 3 times so far.
There's just a lot.
There's a lot that we're,
your eyes look like you were having fun when you said that.
oh, yeah.
I don't think we got some more meetings to go through.
Yes, we have a lot of things down here.
Good to move on, Matt?
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, so I think we just have to
Need
approve
a
that.
motion.
Oh, okay. Is there a motion to approve the superintendent's evaluation as presented?
So
Is there a second?
Second.
Roll call, please.
Mr. Benish?
Yes.
Mr. Ernest?
Yes.
Mr. Jones?
yes.
Mr. Shoemaker?
Yes.
Mr. Wiedemann?
Yes.
Perfect, okay. Review, consider, take action regarding accepting of the 2024-2025 annual audit of Leyton Public Schools.
Thought she did a great job. We appreciate what she has. So we just need to approve the audit.
Is there a motion to approve the audit as presented?
So moved.
Second?
I'll
Yes.
second. Yes.
Dave?
Mr. Ernest?
I love audits.
Roll call, please.
Mr. Ernest?
Yes.
Mr. Jones?
Yes.
Mr. Shoemaker?
Yes.
Mr. Wiedemann?
Yes.
Mr. Benish?
Yes.
Okay, review, consider take action regarding the sale or disposal of 4 TVs from the old distance learning classroom.
So the old distance learning classroom was retrofitted last summer, leaving us with 4 big TVs that we don't know what to do with. We don't really want to put a bunch of holes in the wall and have like moving announcements on the walls everywhere. I think we got enough places where announcements are. So we just, part of our policy say that we'll ask for your approval to dispose of or sell those in any way that we can. They're nice TVs. I don't think we'll have a problem selling them.
Sounds
I
good to
don't
me.
think you can use them.
I'll make the motion to sell the 4 TVs. Is there a second?
Second.
Roll call, please.
Mr. Jones?
Yes.
Mr. Shoemaker?
Yes.
Mr. Wiedemann?
Yes.
Mr. Benish?
Yes.
Mr. Ernest?
Yes.
Review, consider take action regarding accepting Tony, oh, whoops, never mind. What? I'm way off. Review, consider take action regarding a memorial request to the crisis team pursuant to policy 3040.
So if you want to make an exception to our crisis policy in 3040, you have to ask the crisis team. I went through that with the crisis team. None of them had an issue with a memorial for Mrs. Shoemaker, a former teacher that worked here, until my first week on the job. She did some great things for our school, and Mr. Wiedemann has asked for us to have a memorial put on our wall that's the same as the ones that are currently up there.
Just a nice plaque.
Yeah, similar to Sean's. I'll be all right underneath it. Pretty much similar.
Yeah, so that crisis policy is written, I understand why it's written that way. Could bring up bad memories and things like when it's fresh, but this is, I mean, we're going on 4 years, so I feel like it won't distract our students or anything, it'll just be a nice tribute.
We don't need a motion for that, do you? Just-
Yeah.
Okay. Is there a motion to
I'll
approve?
make the
Motion by Dave, is there a second?
I'll second.
Second by Mitch, roll call please.
Mr. Shoemaker?
Absolutely.
Mr. Wiedemann?
Yes.
Mr. Benish?
Yes.
Mr. Ernest?
Yes.
Mr. Jones?
Yes.
Informational items, or would we like to serve the
Oh,
teachers?
sorry, there's one last.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, it's okay.
6.8.
Thank you, sorry. Review, consider, take action regarding the addition of an active supervision component to our preschool handbook per Head Start regulations.
And can't get around it, they wanted us to make a policy, the policy lawyers said, don't make it a policy, whatever you do, but put it in your handbook. It just says that we're gonna watch our kids when they're outside and make sure that we're supervising them and not letting them run wild. That's a Head Start thing. Head Start is all federal stuff, but we get like $6,000 a month from Head Start, so I'll put a piece of paper in a handbook.
We got a fence out there.
Which handbook would it?
It's just the preschool handbook.
Okay.
Preschool.
Is there a motion to take the active supervision component of our preschool handbook, to add the active component of preschool handbook per Head Start regulations?
So moved.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Roll call please.
Mr. Wiedemann?
Yes.
Mr. Benish?
Yes.
Mr. Ernest?
Yes.
Mr. Jones?
Yes.
Mr. Shoemaker?
Yes. Before we go to informational items, when Susie called me today, she was worried about the staff breakfast. Do we want to host breakfast for the staff when they come back to school?
Yeah, I think that'd be great. The day that we're coming back is
Monday,
We just show up. Bring like 3 or something.
Monday the 5th.
Monday the 5th. Would it be all right if I just put Susie in touch with you, Matt, and
Yeah.
then she can tell
She's
everybody what they
kind of
want?
Yeah, just maybe come on the 19th. So the main thing here is just to get that, just to say thanks
Thank
again.
you, goodwill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
During that in-service, we'll also be talking about the Davis evaluation that day, so it'll be a nice thing for the staff to have.
Perfect, we'll do that, and then when do you want to have our next regular meeting? What date works for everybody? Or are we just sticking with
Right now it's 12.
Second Monday's the
Right,
12th.
12, it's fine.
January 12th, 6 PM? Okay. Is there a motion to adjourn the meeting?
Yes.
Moved by Mitch, is there a second?
Second.
Roll call, please.
Mr. Benish,
Yes.
Mr. Ernest,
Yes.
Mr. Jones,
Yes.
Mr. Shoemaker,
Yes.
Mr. Weedon.